Zombie apocalypse.
When I say Andaman Nicobar, what is the first thing would come in your mind? Beautiful marine nature and relaxing seashore, right? But have you ever heard about the mysterious island which still exists in the Andaman Nicobar, which is untouched by modern civilization for centuries? It may not look like it, but this is known as a dangerous and one of the most isolated places on earth. This is home to the Sentinelese tribes. Those tribes have a long history of loneliness. According to the reports, they are thought to be the direct generation of the first humans who emerged from Africa. They are believed to have inhabited the island for almost 60,000 years. As per the research, there are probably somewhere between 80 and 150 tribal people left now. They don't wear any clothes. The language that they speak has been forgotten by the rest of the world as they have been isolated for so long. But one thing they make it simply clear that outsiders are not welcome in their habitat. They are considered to be aggressive and protective of their island. If anyone sails near or fly over the island, the tribemen shoot arrows to those people, mixed with frantic screams and shouting in some unheard language which only they can understand. Access to the island is illegal because of the risks to the tribe from outside diseases. Their extreme isolation made them vulnerable to modern-day diseases. In 1896, during British period, one prisoner escaped from jail in Port Blair and swam to this island, killed by Sentinelese shortly after landing on their beach. According to the source, he was pierced by arrows and his throat was cut. Only after this incident, the British came to know that the island was inhabited and they are highly aggressive to the outsiders. British authorities wanted to make contact with the tribes out there, but each time they tried to enter, the tribe sent them back with flying arrows. One day, they somehow were able to capture an old tribal couple along with 2 children from the beach side. But as soon as they brought them to the shore, the elders died and the children began to grow sick and started to vomit. A doctor examined them and found out that the immunity of these tribes is similar to what humans had before 65,000 years. So for them, the air we breathe itself might be poisonous. The Britishers got frightened and left the children back to the island and never made contact again. After independence in 1967, the Indian government initiated contact with the Sentinelese in association with anthropologist T.N. Pandit. During his interview, Pandit narrated about his first visit to the Sentinel Island. On our first visit, the Sentinelese hid in the forest, observing us. There's a small beach in the island and rest all are forest areas. So, when we walked into the island, they were definitely watching us, but we did not see them. We first spotted a footmark and followed it to enter deep into the jungles. After walking into the forest for a kilometer, we saw an open area with 18 huts. We noticed fire, cooked food items, and wild fruits. There were bows, arrows, and spears all around. There were half-made baskets too. They hid the moment they saw us. We came back without meeting them. In 1970s and 80s, we had a series of visits to North Sentinel Island, but they resisted every time. Except our first visit, we never walked around on the island. We dropped gifts for them such as coconuts, bananas, and bits of iron. They took our gifts, but the moment we tried to enter the island, they started throwing arrows at us. 1974, a film director who visited the island for National Geographic documentary has been attacked by tribes with arrow. They were very clear that they do not want any outsiders to enter their habitat. Anthropologist Madhumala became the first female to make contact with the Sentinelese in person. In January 1991, Madhumala and a research group approached the island in a small boat. For this journey, she and her parents had to give a written statement and would not claim any compensation from the government for any injury or loss of life. Once they reached, they saw a few Sentinelese men armed with bows and arrows stood in the beach. They started floating coconuts over to them. To their surprise, some of the Sentinelese came into the water to collect the coconuts. Later, some of the tribesmen came and touched the boat. After a month later, she again visited the island with a larger team. This time, the Sentinelese climbed into the team's boat to take an entire bag of coconuts. One of the team members tried to take an ornament made out of leaves worn by the Sentinelese man. The tribe man got angry and wiped out his knife. He gestured to the team to leave immediately, and the research team left. After that incident, Madhumala had no interest in returning to North Sentinel. After 2004 tsunami attacks, Indian authorities tried to check on them in helicopter. For their surprise, the tribe survived the tsunami and its after effects. Researchers believe that with their ancient knowledge of the movement of wind, sea, and birds, they might have predicted about tsunami. They can understand the depth of the sea with the sound of their oars. So, they may have moved into a safe and high area before the tsunami hit. When the rescue helicopter tried to throw food packets, the tribe shot arrows at the rescue choppers. In 2006, the tribe showed their strong aversion to outsiders by killing two Indian fishermen who accidentally went too close to the island in their boat while hunting for mud crabs. Over the last 200 years, outsiders have visited the island several times, but it often ended badly for both the sides. Even the pictures and videos of this island circulating in the internet have taken from ships and planes. Thus, practically, the Indian government authorities have understood and accepted that the Sentinelese tribe wants to stay away from the rest of the world. In 2018, the death of tourist Chou has made the North Sentinel Island again in headlines news. John Allen Chou, aged 26, an American tourist, was last seen by fishermen leaving for the island on the morning of 17th November 2018. Chou paid the fisherman 25,000 rupees to drop him and pick him up on the next day. Unexpectedly, John Allen Chou was killed by the Sentinelese tribes as he sneaked to the island. The next day, when fishermen came to pick up John Chou, he saw tribesmen drag the body of John along the beach and bury it. 6 fishermen and one other person have been arrested over the incident who helped John to travel to the North Sentinel Island. They give enough warnings. The outsiders must respect that and return. But this gentleman took too much of a risk and possibly ignored their warnings and ventured into the island. He should have returned after they signaled him. One sad part is, before leaving to the island, Chou left a final note to his family sent by the fisherman. You guys might think I'm crazy in all this, but I think it's worthwhile to declare Jesus to these people. Please do not be angry at them or at God if I get killed. The tribes of the islands do not need outsiders to protect them. What they need is to be left alone. They only say, leave us alone. The outsiders must respect that and return. Don't make it there. They will not make us friends.
Thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell.